Hi everyone, this is Khristee's Take. So for this season of Holistic Me TV, for season 2, I've decided to do something new. I am having solo episodes after the guest episodes. So far we have had 2 episodes, and this is my second Khristee's Take. So if you haven't already seen Adrienne Irizarry's video, you are welcome to go back and watch that first, or you can watch this since you're already on this video. So today I will be giving Khristee's take on her episode. So Adrienne was a fantastic guest. We have so much in common, so much alignment. I absolutely loved this video. So she talked about women's holistic health. She talked about holistic healing. Of course, I am all about women's health. I am all about holistic healing. So we really got very deep, and the conversation was very juicy. So I'm going to go a little bit deeper, and I'm going to invite you into the conversation. So if you have any questions while you watch this video, please type them below. Any questions, any comments, I will circle back. And also, of course, you're welcome to join me on my Substack, which is called Healing Childbirth. You can also engage over there more on Holistic Me TV and about the childbirth journey in general. So let's dig into talking about Adrienne's guest episode. So she shared her personal story. She shared her personal story, which led her to creating her business, which led her to helping women. And this was unexpected. She developed a serious health condition in the prime of her life in her 20s. She was a kickboxer, okay? She was really fit. She was eating well. She was drinking lots of water. She was doing all the things, feeling great. And then suddenly one day she wasn't. And she ended up in the ER and she had a heart attack. So this very, very surprising story, but also what was very surprising was that the first question that the ER nurse asked her was, "Are you on birth control?" And she said yes. She had been on birth control for about 10 years because she was prescribed it very young when she was a teenager because she was diagnosed with PCOS. So this is very common. A lot of women, of course, are prescribed birth control, but also more and more girls are being prescribed birth control before they're even sexually active because of some health issues they are having. So gynecologists say this is how you can treat it, but it caused a heart attack for her. So she understood that it was the birth control because this ER nurse said so, and because that's what she had been taking. She hadn't been taking any other medication. Nothing else had changed in her life. And the ER nurse had seen this pattern with other women. So immediately she stopped taking it. She never got another heart attack, never had high blood pressure again. So this is holistic health. This is holistic health and wellness, getting to the root cause to understand why the condition happened, and then you can treat it naturally. So I really resonated with her story because my story was having a chronic illness of my own, and I got to the root cause. Mine was a 15-year illness, so it was a long time that I was sick, but I did understand why it happened. I had very high levels of heavy metals in my blood, lead and mercury, and they were causing my illness. So once I got them out, then I regained my health, and then I was able to dive into this beautiful career and help all of you. So, holistic health and wellness is different from traditional Western medicine. Traditional Western medicine is all about you've got this symptom, and here's this medication. You've got this symptom, okay, we tried the medication for a while, it's not working. Now let's try surgery. Okay, they don't look at the whole system. They don't try to get to the root cause of why it happened. And so, unfortunately, a lot of women who go to their doctor, they will be told, take this medication. They will not be informed of the possible side effects, just like Adrienne was not informed as a young girl that she could later potentially have high blood pressure and a heart attack and other symptoms such as blood clots and even stroke. Okay, there's a long list of potential side effects with birth control. So, women, one, need to be informed. This is very important that women are being given enough information to give informed consent or informed refusal. Okay, we have body autonomy. We can say yes or no, but we need to have the information. We need to have as much information as possible so we can make the best decisions for ourselves. So, big bomb of information that Adrienne shared was that birth control has a black box warning. That is the highest, most serious warning label that the FDA puts on medications. I did not know this. So I love having guests on my show who educate me, who teach me something new. Black box warnings, just as Adrienne mentioned, are on big things like cigarettes. You don't expect them to be on birth control, which is so commonly given out by gynecologists. And as I mentioned, it's being given out to more and more young girls. Okay. So she did not know this until later on. She got into researching and found this out. She's a big researcher like I am. Again, we have so much in common. And so I just want to emphasize this that birth control has a black box warning, which is very serious. So, as Adrienne recommended, go and look at the little leaflet inside. Look at that little rice paper leaflet and inform yourself of all the potential side effects. Again, heart attack, blood clots, stroke, also fertility issues a lot of people have after being on birth control, and many more. Okay. In my book series, I did some research, I did some digging. I interviewed a lot of women. I interviewed, gosh, about 100 women now around the world to capture their stories for my book series. And I discovered that there's another chronic condition that women can develop from birth control. So that is going to be in book 2, so definitely check out my series. But this is serious, okay? Again, she was on it for 10 years thinking that it was safe. Some medications really shouldn't be taken that long. Her doctor didn't inform her that this could happen, especially taking it for so long. Her pharmacist never informed her. No one informed her. Okay, so take all of this in, especially if you're a mother who has a young daughter who has been diagnosed with PCOS. It's important for you to know so that you can educate her. And so together you can decide what's best for her because there are natural options. Again, Western medicine tends to go for the medication or the surgery. It's more drastic. But holistic health and wellness is also about natural alternatives. So there are natural alternatives to medication to treat PCOS and other health issues for women. So seek out someone like Adrienne or myself to help you. Again, there are many options now for women. You don't have to only do Western medicine and go that route that the doctor recommends. They are not trained in natural health. They are not trained in holistic health and wellness and also holistic healing. So they will not be offering that to you. But there's a wide range of possibilities once you go out and do the research. Okay, so what else do we want to talk about? That was huge. That was huge that she brought that up. And I'm so glad that she got the root cause and didn't go on to taking other medications to treating her high blood pressure or that heart attack. That could have happened. That could have led her on to taking more medications. That could have led her to being confused, having another heart attack later because she didn't stop, but she did stop and never had any more issues. Also, she brought up non-invasive ways to heal naturally. She brought up acutonics and pelvic steaming. So, what I thought was so interesting when she brought up the pelvic steaming, she brought up that it's great for men and women. Okay, so I've heard a lot of women talk about pelvic steaming. It's becoming more and more mainstream, or at least in my world, that people are talking about it and they're open to it. But I hadn't heard that men are going for pelvic steaming too, and this can help them also with reproductive issues. What I love that Adrienne said is also it's really good to lower blood pressure. Okay, this is something people don't think about. So, of course, there's food that you can take. There's lots of different ways to lower your blood pressure, do meditation, but there's also pelvic steaming. So, if you have an issue with high blood pressure, this may be an alternative you may wish to try. Okay, but also very interesting that she said that men and women will do pelvic steaming differently. So, you really need to be guided by a practitioner. And there's different herbs that go with the mixture, with the solution. So again, it's best if you work with someone instead of just having a generic blend that you use. Okay, so she's the expert on that. If you're interested, again, go to Adrienne's website and check out her information. And then she talked about acutonics. So this is a very cool concept that it's basically acupressure with sound, right? It's sound healing and it's still helping to activate the meridians and the energy pathways in the body to bring your body into balance without needles, okay? It's acupuncture doing all the same benefits of acupuncture without the potential pain. So if you are needle adverse, if you are scared of needles, if you do not like pain, you may wish to try acutonics. So I have tried acutonics. I tried it actually when I lived out in San Francisco. I didn't know the name, just a friend of mine was learning it and she wanted to try it out on me, so I have experienced it. And it's just wild. It's something you don't normally see or experience. So definitely check it out if you're interested. And yeah, I just think it's such a cool concept because there are so many people that are scared to try acupuncture just because they're afraid of the pain. And I have been to acupuncturists that were fantastic and they use the little needles and you don't feel a thing and it's very relaxing. It's just very relaxing. But I've also been to acupuncturists where it is painful. I don't know if they're using different needles. Sometimes they do the twist, that little turn at the end, and that's painful for me. So for this, you know it's not going to be painful. There's not going to be any side effects, adverse effects at all. Okay, also she talked about fertility. She talked about fertility and seeing it holistically. So seeing how important it is for you to be supported emotionally, to focus on your emotions, not just the physical body, and not just focusing on the woman, but the man too. Focus on her partner and his health, because so much that I hear women talking about is them focusing on their fertility. They're not the one who is able to get pregnant, and they forget that it takes two. They forget his side of the equation, or the doctor does. Um, and then they put so much pressure on themselves, and it's just a very unpleasant process. But I love that she emphasized to focus on both of their health, the man and the woman. So I also help women with their fertility. I also do it holistically, and I'm also very big on detoxification. So again, I love that Adrienne stopped doing the birth control and released something that was unhealthy for her. So medications can contain toxins. Medications can be unhealthy in some ways, such as with the chemicals and the toxins, even if they are helping in another area, if they are helping towards a certain symptom or condition. So it is a balancing act because your liver has to process out all of those toxins. It has to release them, and certain medications are very difficult to release. And so this is something that's very helpful for women to know if you are on the fertility journey that you may need to detoxify your liver. And once you do, this will help you so much. So sometimes health is what we put in our body. Sometimes it's eating a healthy diet, but sometimes it's taking things out that are unhealthy, just like Adrienne did with stopping the birth control. Okay, so keep that in mind when you think about detoxification. It can be taking things out, like stopping the smoking, stopping the drinking of the alcohol. It's not just having the green juice, it's not just having an alkaline diet. So it's important to see things holistically. Okay, the whole body, mind, and spirit, how you can balance all of it together. Okay, so that's something I do in my work. If you're interested in learning more about detoxification, reach out to me. Again, you can join my Substack to learn more about my book series. My first book is called Healing Childbirth, and that's also the name of my Substack. And it's all about helping you to be as healthy as possible in pregnancy, labor, and postpartum. Okay, so it's a holistic approach to the pregnancy childbirth journey. All right, so what else shall we talk about? Anything else that she brought up in her episode? Let me just think for a moment. I do have some exciting news for you. One second, I'll just look at some notes. Yeah, so we really do trust that the medication our doctors recommend is for our highest benefit. We trust that the medication is safe. We never think that, oh, this medication may not be safe. It may be dangerous for me. So it's very important, again, to be informed, to do your research, to be an informed consumer, to make sure that what you're taking is good for you. And again, just really understand if there's a black box warning, if it's safe to take for a long time. So I just find it so sad that so many girls are being prescribed PCOS, being prescribed birth control for PCOS when there's natural ways to handle it. And birth control contains so many potential side effects, even very dangerous ones, very dangerous. And most women don't think to detox after they've been on it for a while. So again, it stays in the liver. It doesn't naturally come out. So even if you stop taking it, you may still have chronic conditions because it's in your liver. It's still affecting you. Even if it's not doing the effect of preventing you from getting pregnant, it still has all those chemicals and toxins in your body that can build up and cause chronic condition or a chronic illness. So very important to know about. But this episode with Adrienne was fantastic. Again, if you didn't see it, go back and watch the whole episode. You can comment below the video. You can comment in my Substack. You can leave a question or a comment below. Maybe you learned something new today from watching this video. And my exciting news is that there will be a part 2. So yes, I am inviting Adrienne back again to have another episode on Holistic Me TV. We had a phenomenal conversation. We are in alignment with our belief system. She brought so much wisdom to the episode, and so much has changed since we recorded that episode. So, as you may know, I did take a break between season 1 and season 2. It was a longer break than I had anticipated, and a lot changed in her life during that time. And there's just so much more for us to talk about. So I've invited her back on. She will be doing part 2, another episode, and you are invited to watch that as well. So definitely subscribe to my channel so that you are notified when that episode will be released. It will be coming out fairly soon, and I'm super excited about it. And hey, if you have any questions after watching the first video you would like me to ask, you can send me a message and I will see if I can slip that in. But in any case, I'm very excited to have her on again. You're going to love part two. We're going to go into more detail from the previous episode and also into new territory. So I invite you to subscribe to Holistic Me TV, share this video if you found some value, and let other people know who can benefit from season 2 of Holistic Me TV, which is all about the pregnancy journey. I have invited health experts from all around the world to share their expertise, to inform you, to educate you, to give you some tips. And I'm also doing these solo episodes to give you more of an idea of my book as well. Okay, so I'm super excited to share my book. It's not out into the world yet, but you will be learning again about detoxification. You will be learning about holistic health and wellness. You will be learning the root cause of many health conditions that happen just along the pregnancy journey. So it's going to be very enlightening, and I know you're going to love it. So again, give this video a heart if you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you on the next episode of Holistic Me TV. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.